those sad moments, but as fast as those sad feelings hit me, they're quickly replaced by happy ones. As I think about all the joy and happiness that made Poppy the man who we all loved. And that's what I want to share with you today. Here are some of Poppy's most endearing qualities that I still continue to see and feel every day. I hear and see and feel Poppy every time I see or get on the phone with Rachel. They shared an exuberance for life in spades and with all capital letters. They both knew how to live life big, live life to the fullest and with enthusiasm. Rachie Poo, Poppy Poo. You were the first to make him a Poppy, which was one of his greatest gifts that he treasured for over 40 years. Poppy was adventurous, a quality he shared with Sarah. He was always so excited to be able to support, or better yet, join her in her many travels. Whether it was buying her bus ticket to travel up the East Coast with her middle school, going to science fairs, driving or flying from San Francisco, Chicago, New York, and Boston, or helping to watch Jake so that you could travel into space. The sky was the limit, as he would join you as you reached for the stars in search of knowledge and new possibilities and experiences. Poppy loved nature and all God's creatures, which he shared with his Elizabeth. Since she was a little girl, I could always find them outside together, taking in all God's beauty. Whether it was sitting together quietly, feeling the night, or figuring out a way to rescue some living thing that happened to cross their path, they were one with the earth. They never met a creature they didn't want to pet or take home. And it didn't just have to be your normal dog or bunny. Their hearts went out to birds, ladybugs, rodents, fish, lizards, amphibians, you name it. There is so much of Poppy in Michael. Not a surprise, since they were attached at the hip since Michael was born. Poppy loved sharing his birthday month with Michael. All while growing up, it didn't matter where we were living, Poppy would find a way to celebrate their birthdays together. Michael is the Reeves who ended up with all the Stowell genes. They shared beautiful blue eyes, great hair, what Poppy referred to as a Roman nose, and the ability to make goofy faces. Behind those good looks, they both shared a strength of confidence for being great in sales. Both were impeccable dressers, whether it be in a suit or dressed as Batman, a cheesehead, superhero, or sports fan. If it was Poppy's favorite team, it was Michael's favorite team. If it was Michael's favorite team, or better yet, his team, it was Poppy's favorite team. Whether it was football, baseball, basketball, professional, college, high school, all the way down to junior jazz, Michael and Poppy were the biggest sports fans, always in matching jerseys, t-shirts, and hats. Every time I see Gigi, I feel Poppy right there by her side. Frank and Vera, Mother and Daddy, Poppy and Gigi. 68 years of love and commitment. How incredible. Showing us how to be there for each other and their family. Always holding hands, whether they were asleep or awake. Always a twinkle in their eye for one another. They give us the foundation for what we feel here together. 3 children, 4 grandchildren, and 9 great-grandchildren. Poppy was an incredibly determined man, a trait he shared with Cindy. There was never a problem he couldn't figure out or resolve. neither one of them ever gave up. They always followed through. Uncle Frank carries so much more of Poppy than just his name, although that was such a source of pride for both of them. I remember when Poppy told me that I had a little brother, and his name was Frank Wright Stowell III. I remember thinking, I don't remember that name being on the list, but how could it not be? There was never any other choice. I just didn't know it at the time. Frank and Poppy both shared that incredible ability to walk into a room and make everyone they met and make everyone they met feel comfortable. And they made it a point to meet everyone. They made everyone feel special and listened to. They found something in common with each single person they met, and they never forgot a face or story. But what touches me most now is how much he reminds me of Poppy when he's with Gigi. The way Frank touches her hand, touches her face, and gives her a big smile. He just embodies Poppy's kind and caring ways. Poppy's presence is not only embodied by those who share his DNA, it is felt every time we see Pawpaw. Both Poppy and Pawpaw wouldn't go anywhere, or they would go anywhere to be with one of their grandchildren. Put together a bike, build a swing set, drive carpool. All those things brought joy to their lives. They just approached things a little differently. One was always reading the directions from top to bottom. One was not. But they always both got the job done, either guided by directions or love or both. So that leaves me, eldest daughter. I feel in my heart that Poppy gave me the best gift of all. I received a gift that was so strong and deep that there was enough to pass along from Poppy to me and to all of his grandchildren, with plenty left over to keep passing it along to all his great-grandchildren. Poppy shared his laugh with me. He had the best laugh. It would rattle the walls, shake the car, knock things over on the table. It would just burst out from deep inside, anytime, any place. When I was young, I used to be worried that he would have a heart attack from laughing so hard. As I grew older, I recognized that his laugh kept him young and full of life. I am so grateful for being able to have shared his laugh through all of our life's journeys. To have that ability to find that laughter when needed most, and to have it shared. Every time I hear laughs and giggles and snorts around the table, or out in the backyard, or in the car, or over the phone, I hear Poppy's laugh. So these are some of the ways that I continue to remember Poppy and keep him alive in my memories. When we talk on the phone, he would always ask, "Tell me a story." You are the stories of Poppy's life that will keep him here in our lives forever. I love you all. So if anybody wants a root beer float, or a root beer, vanilla ice cream.
Should we do a cheers to Poppy?
Mm-hmm.
Are they old enough for root beer?
I poured some extras over here, so if anybody else wants a root beer.
Straight?
Yep,
Do any of the great grandkids want to say anything? And it's okay if you don't.
can just say a toast to Poppy. Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip. Hooray! Woohoo!
Hey,
Beautiful, Mom.
Poppy.
Thank you.